Rockin' Larry Lockin' with Pleiadian Expressions, your host with the most from coast to coast, giving up all the toast, giving you coolness, hotness, and everything you want. And this is always, look, I'm going to go in on it again, people. Another subject that's taboo, guns in America. Now, keep in mind, I'm kind of a walking quandary. I'm a liberal guy, yet I'm very pro Second Amendment. Here's the problem, though. The Supreme Court today just overruled a department which is near and dear to my heart, the Department of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, the ATF. They made a decision to outlaw these bump stock guns, okay? And the Supreme Court, of course, right down right wing party lines, decided to overturn it and say you can't limit the sale of these things or anything. Look, I don't really believe in hunting or anything, okay, unless it's to survive for food to eat. But I love to clay shoot. I love to target shoot. I love to do that kind of stuff. It's the American in me at that. And look, I'm not an idiot, okay? We live in the United States. It's a very dangerous situation in a lot of places here, and you need a little bit of protection just to protect your family. I'm all about that, okay? But what I don't get is these people, well, some of them I do, that are gun collectors, and they just kind of, appreciate the past and the guns and stuff like that from different eras. But what I don't get is these people that want to have this big artillery built up, of all kinds of AR-15s, sawed-off shotguns, bump stock guns, you name it, high-powered rifles, 44 mags, 357s, Glocks, 9 millimeters. I could go on and on and on. I mean, these are assault weapons. And yes, okay, fine. I'm cool as a liberal, even the liberal guy that I am. We typically don't like guns, but I'm cool with you having a couple of those for protection if you need it. But what makes you need to have an artillery? Is it that argument that, oh, well, what if the government comes after me and we have to have a revolution against the government? Look, I don't care. And I know a lot of you gun owners and gun lovers out there have an artillery that's the size of a small army from some countries. But you're not going to be able to fight a tank coming into your yard if that paranoid scenario ever happened, which it never will. Okay, that's some fever pitch dream you get caught up into by the NRA, the National Rifle Association, National Rifle Association, LOL. Yeah, I mean, that organization is backed by so much foreign money that they never cop to who's donating money to them. Maybe it's the Russians that have wanted to keep chaos in our country forever with these guns. Who knows? But look, why do you think you need all those weapons? And here's the deal. That's fine. You should have the freedom to do that if you want to, I guess. But what makes you think that you could ever try to take on the U.S. government coming at you? It doesn't make any sense. All right. It's a fever pitch dream that you get caught up in. Okay. And the problem is, and I'm going to kind of close on this, there will come a time, even though we've got that really right wing Supreme Court right now that is pro gun and all you gun fanatics love it. I get it. There's going to come a time, though, in the future where guns probably are going to be made completely illegal in America. And you know what? It's not the liberals' fault. It's not the people that are against guns' fault. It's going to be your fault because you were never willing to compromise even 5% of the way. Okay, after all these school shooting after school shooting after school shooting, and yet you still stay steadfast in this shit like, oh, guns are not the problem. Oh, they could do it with a butter knife. If they want to kill somebody, the guns aren't the problem. Meanwhile, genocide after genocide on our kids. But yet, no, you don't want to even give an inch and have background checks extended on people. And I know what some of you are going to say. You're going to be like, well, they already do extended background checks. Believe me, I know. I've had a firearm. I get it. Okay. It takes a while. Some places, well, places that actually, know what the hell they're doing, like Oregon. But, and there's no background checks required to go buy at a gun show, to go buy a gun at a gun show. There's that gun show loophole. And why should anybody who's off the rails, that's ever been charged with domestic assault or rape or any kind of violence, why should they ever have access to a gun? You want to talk about your constitutional rights, okay? And they talk about, well, the forefathers wanted us to have guns to maintain a well-regulated militia. Well, yeah, we have that in a modern form. It's called the National Guard. It's none of your punk asses out there that want to have a goddamn army in your backyard, all right? Have a couple guns, be cool with it, go with it. But you don't need all those assault rifles because there's nothing you could do. The government isn't going to come for you, okay, in a tank, but if they did, you'd be dead in a second. So what in the hell are you even doing? And you guys, like I said, are going to be the reason. You're going to be the reason why in a generation or two, guns are completely outlawed in America like they are in other countries like Australia went to doing. Because you weren't willing to give an inch. Not an inch. And you know what? It isn't even about giving an inch. You could have got out there and cut a jig, and as a collective, as the NRA, instead of being stubborn, and that you could have got out there and you could have even lied and said, yeah, we need to do something about this, even if you never would have. Okay, but you were too stubborn to do that. So because of that, your kids and grandkids generation, I'm so passionate and worked up about this, your kids or grandchildren's generation, they're going to see guns outlawed here, and it's because of you, not because of anybody that was anti-gun. It's because you weren't willing to compromise 5% of the way even, much less meeting people halfway with this gun issue. And yet you were totally cool with all those kids getting assassinated. And your idea to protect that was putting armed guards in the school. Some of you fucking morons even wanted to arm teachers with guns and have this mentality that, oh, a good person with a gun can stop a bad person. Are you fucking kidding me? I hope any of you that thought that don't have kids, because I can only imagine how fucked in the head they are mentally because of how you are. Really? Oh, the teacher should be armed. You're out of your goddamn mind. People, please. I'm out.